Hello, guys. Welcome back once again to this new tarot reading. Today, I'm going to do a request reading for Ateez members dynamic between Hongjoong, that I believe it's the leader, and Wooyoung. So, before I start, I wanted to please ask in the comment sections that if you would like to recommend me some other duo that you would like me to read for, and especially if it's 80s members. Actually, I would be very pleased if you could like send me different kinds of duos in the sense that they don't involve the same member over and over, because for example, now I'm reading for Wooyoung, but I had read for Wooyoung before, so I don't want to get too close to his energy too much. I want to actually leave a bit of space and time for not to clash into his energy, because every time I pull cards for him, it means that I'm connecting with him. So I don't want to dive too frequently or maybe too often into his energy, and ask about him, because when tarot, you need to leave a certain amount of time for things to develop, so you don't this is the same that happens to me when everyone asks me about Blackpink's Jennie, for example, and for example Jennie with this member and Jennie with the other, and I try to not look into her energy too often because I don't want to disturb her. Actually, it's not that it affects the person, but it's like um, it's like an invasion of privacy. You have to give a little bit of time. So I would appreciate, please, if you could like send me different kinds of I mean, in the way that probably another duo that I haven't read for yet, for example, I don't know, the Magne and other members, so I can swift energies a bit. And also I know that I probably should start a series where I can take the opportunity to actually, for example, do a reading for a certain member and his relationship or her relationship with the different members. But it's going to be a long video, so in this sense, I have to think about how I will execute it, in the sense that probably it wouldn't be very detailed, because I will have to pull, for example, one card for each member. So because if this person has a lot of teammates, it's going to take a while. So probably I will just pull one card for each member. So then in one reading, you can have like a whole feedback or interpretation about how this specific member feels about each of the members. So if you somehow think and like this idea, please comment in the commentary section, so I can know if this idea it would work for you. So I'm willing to transform a bit the format, so you can actually have more info. So let's go with Hongjoong and Wooyoung. Um, I'm sorry if I sound a bit weird while pronouncing their names. It's just that it's a bit hard for my accent. Um, so we know that Hunchan, for example, he's a Scorpio with a moon in Gemini. So definitely he's this kind of a Scorpio that is more sociable, and probably he's good with words, and he, even though he does have this mysterious aspect of himself that he doesn't show everything about himself, he's very open-minded, and he's very communicative, and also he has a lot of in energy, and he has a lot of like fast reactions. So definitely he has an interesting mix in his energy. And in the case of Wuchan, Wuchan, it's a I'm sorry. is a Sagittarius with a moon in Cancer. So obviously we know that here we are dealing with a much more emotional person than probably Hongjoong, even though Hongjoong is Scorpio. But that moon in Gemini there doesn't give me very touchy feelings, I think that he would definitely express his appreciation for people by making conversations or actually like making jokes to this person or trying to like establish some kind of dialogue, to start talking about something. But probably he's not very deep emotional when it comes to expressing his feelings. So let's go with how Hongjoong feels about the relationship with William. We got the Judgment, the Five of Cups, and the Tower. So definitely Hongjoong is going through a moment where he definitely feels a lot. He feels a lot of pressure. This is also one reading that I'm going to do next is about the leaders in K-pop because I see a lot of pressure in these poor people. Like I feel the pressure I feel like the a knot in my in my throat. And if you see me like clearing my voice, it's not because I'm sick or something. It's just because this person has trouble actually expressing himself. So I start coughing when this happens. I'm sorry. So yes, there's something about he's going through a moment of a huge realization when it comes to his persona, or probably when it comes to the group, and he's feeling a bit tired emotionally. He feels like he cannot control anything. He feels like he lacks resources. I think that this man definitely needs help when it comes to actually being the leader. I think that all this is what I'm seeing in all the groups that I do this reading for the leaders. I see them like trying to handle in everything on their own, and they don't know exactly how to do it because they feel so pressured inside that it's really hard for them to actually be open and receptive to the other members when you yourself are going through tough time and when you yourself feel a bit out of control or you feel overwhelmed by situations. So definitely he's going through a time where I don't see him actually very receptive emotionally. I see him really worried, and I see him like he's trying to be good in all the areas, or he's trying to really prove himself, and he's trying to be perfect, and he's trying to be there for the members. But at the same time, I don't see him like opening up or being I see him like, yes, he is good with the speeches, and probably when he talks to the members, they listen to him. But I see like an emotional disconnection here because he is a bit, he's a bit fearful. And I think that this has to do with the fact that there's one member that is not present. So there's something about it that he feels really responsible for. Probably not because he has something to do with Mingy's mental state. It's just that he feels a bit like useless in the sense that he wished he would have done something to prevent this from happening, or probably to be more alert and to have been able to see the signs that actually Mingy was going through something. So there's a bit of guilt here. So when it comes to Wooyoung, I don't I don't see him actually connecting with Wooyoung. I see him, yes, like they talk, like they interact. They obviously care for each other, but I see actually Hongjoong, I see him very immersed in his own worries and his own. It's like he's trying to prevent things from falling apart, and actually, like, this is sometimes and it makes him feel anxious in the sense that he doesn't know how to handle everything. It seems like the world is so big for him, and obviously it is. He has a lot of activities to do. He's in charge of a lot of creative process, very intellectual process. So obviously his mind is not in being probably a friend to the members, or probably with Wuchan is what I see the most. Is that right now I don't see him actually like building a bond, an emotional bond with Wu Chang, because he's worried about, he's looking him like a leader. He's looking at the whole situation. So he's looking at the whole picture and he's looking at the whole group. So he's thinking about, okay, how can I support all the members? How can I connect with all the members? So he's trying to reach to everyone, and at the same time, it's like this connection is not very profound. At least it's not going through. They obviously are very strong, and they all go to him, but I don't see him like him going to the others. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I'm sorry. I see him like really trying to keep in control, but I think that there's a truth, because here with the judgment card it means that there's a truth. There's going to be a moment of truth, a revelation. There's going to be a huge moment of insight that is going to actually make Hongjoong realize that actually it's okay to not control everything. That things sometimes things cannot be controlled, and I don't know if this has to do with them being in kingdom. Probably he feels like they have been going through a lot of times where they had won, but it's like he's really worried of running out of ideas actually, and he's really worried because I think that he's worried about the results. Like he wanted to actually rank higher, but well, the competition is actually really tight. So definitely losing a bit of his confidence in this, and he also feels this pressure. This is why. So in the case of Wuchan, how he feels about or how he views his relationship with Hongjun, we got the High Priestess, the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. So definitely Wuchan is definitely very intuitive. He is the intuitive person in this duo, in this dynamic. Obviously, he's much more open emotionally about his feelings. He really likes to talk about feelings. He wants to communicate with Honjung. He's like perceiving that Honjun is not going through a great time, and he's trying to cheer him up. But nevertheless, Honjun is also very close off in the sense that he doesn't like to admit when he's feeling down or when he's feeling a bit negative, so he just tends to evade while keeping himself busy. So probably for Buchan, he's like there, like it's like he's sensing that something is going on with Honjun, and he wants to help. He definitely wants to help, and he also is a bit tired. He also is a bit but in the case of Wuchan, he has a lot of emotions, and he actually has a lot of love to give. He is feeling this very different to Honchung's way of feeling. Actually, Wuchang is feeling really blessed and really fulfilled emotionally by being where they are. I think that he's trying to take the best of the situation, in the sense that probably this contest or this show actually allow him to meet other people and also allow them to become stronger as a group, even though EBS they are missing one person, but they also learn a lot about what it's like to form a group or a team with with other members that he didn't know, of people that actually were a bit of a strangers to him, especially in their way of working, because it's like, yes, you can be friends with someone, it's like you can be like acquaintances, but this was about teamwork. This was about, okay, let's put our own styles of work, let's put it into, let's make it work, it's so I think that he saw that definitely they had the potential to overcome a lot of obstacles and also adapt to a lot of different scenarios, so he finds this very, it makes him feel nice. I think that also because he got like a big reception when it comes to that he made a lot of friends, or probably that there are a lot of people that like him. So he's a Libra rising, so it would make sense that for him it's really important to be liked and acknowledged by others. I think that he definitely likes to make connection with people. He definitely likes to be close to people. So he feels really, really achieved in that sense. He feels like really successful. But in the case of Hongjoong, I think that Hongjoong has, since he's a leader, he has a lot more responsibilities. He doesn't have the potential, or he doesn't have the time to be like, oh yes, I'm going to have fun here, I'm going to relax and just let things happen and be social. He has to take a lot of things he has to monitor a lot of things. He has to be responsible for a lot of things. He has to like see the whole picture. He has like to be above the situation. So, and he also needs to be in control, or making sure that everything goes well. So it's a lot of pressure for him. So this is why, if maybe we don't see him like being like, oh, really friendly or really like hanging out with other idols, it's not that he is an introvert or something like that. It's just that his level of responsibility and the pressure that he has on his shoulder is a lot. So we have to understand also that his role is very prominent, and at the same time it demands a lot from his energy. So obviously with Wooyoung, he definitely sounds like this is not the right time to pressure Hongjoong, in the sense that he would probably like would come near Hongjoong and makes jokes to him to probably make him feel a bit more relaxed, or he would probably try to reach to him and be sweet or be loving, or telling him that he loves him, and being really affectionate with Hongjoong. But now he feels like there's a barrier there, and that he also feels a bit like he doesn't want to get rejected. So he's sensing, he's a very intuitive guy. He definitely senses that this is not the right time to ask for Hongjoong for anything. It's like he wants to respect his personal space. He wants to respect Hongjoong's time and energy. He doesn't want to invade. Of course, that he has to hold himself because he's a very spontaneous person. So he sometimes wants to go and give him a hug, or like being affectionate, but somehow he knows that Hongjoong is not going through a very a very comfortable place right now, so he doesn't want to impose himself on him, or to be like invasive. I think that the word here is invasive. So as an overall for the relationship, we have the Three of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Five of Wands. So yes, I think that they will definitely put a lot of effort, because I'm seeing the energy of the group actually here. Um, I see them actually putting the effort, all of them, trying really hard, like as if they were going to battle or something like that, trying really hard to give their best. But they definitely feel the competition. They definitely now in this instance they feel the competition. They feel like that that even though the relationship with other groups is really nice, even now it's like everyone is starting to show their true competitive side, in the sense that they want to bring the best of themselves in the performance and on stage. So there's thank God there's a lot of unity. There's a lot of unity. There's a lot of openness, but at the same time, there's a lot of like being like, okay, let's not be sentimental here. Let's be professional. I mean, let's cry, let's hug, let's be affectionate after this is over. But now, for now, let's behave like warriors. Let's just fight the obstacles. Let's just do our best. Let's just bring the passion, because they definitely, like I always say about Ateez members, they are very passionate. They are very passionate. They are very passionate about their fans also. They think about their fans a lot. Actually, they don't want to disappoint people that are ruling for them. So there are moments where they definitely feel really accomplished, in the sense that there are a lot of people that praise them, or that probably um, are like, wow, you're amazing. Oh, wow, your performance took my breath away. Wow. But at the same time, they all, at least in the case of Hongjoong, he always feels like there's something that they need to fix in order to do better next time. So, but this is very normal, because it's like they want to give their best, and also there are things he cannot control. For example, the votes and stuff, or the judges' votes. This it's but definitely it's taking a lot of their energy, not only, at least in the case of Honjun, not only physically, more mentally. So, but definitely I see them like being really close, because I see a lot of cups here. And you know what I always say, when I see cups, cups is a representation of emotions and feelings. So whenever I do a reading for someone and I don't see cops on the other side, it's because probably there's not an emotional bond, or probably it's just like a business relationship or a professional kind of bond. um, but in this sense, I have the feeling that in this sense there are a lot of emotions. Probably Wooyoung here with the high priestess, he is the most emotional of them, because he is much more, his heart chakra is so open. He is so loving. He's so loving. He is so expansive in love. And also he makes sure that everyone that he relates to, he wants to make sure that that person knows that he loves them. He's really expressive in that sense. And it's really weird. Like I always say, it's really weird to see a Sagittarius guy to be this expressive. But obviously, there's a lot of Libra in him. And also, with this moon in Cancer, he definitely is more of the maternal side. He's very motherly. He's very protective. I think that this is what happens with Wooyoung. He feels protective of Hongjoong. At least that this is how he's feeling right now, because he's sensing that Hongjoong is going through this moment of a lot of being a bit harsh or critic on himself. So he would want to do something about it, but at the same time he feels like there's like an energetic barrier there, that probably if he looks at Hongjoong, he can tell by his body language or by his posture that actually Hongjoong is not available to talk about feelings right now, or to talk or to joke around, or that he is on this working on this productive mode on. So he's like constantly thinking about new ideas, new he's thinking about everything. So he's a master, he's a masterpiece in that, in this sense that he is amazing. His mind, well, it's that's a moon in Gemini, obviously, but his mind is very expansive in the sense that he thinks about every little detail. So I can imagine and I can assume that probably this man has trouble sleeping, or probably like going to sleep, because his mind runs so fast. He has so many thoughts that I don't know how he does it, to actually being able to turn that off, to be like, okay, now I have to stop thinking, and now I have to rest, because Hongjoong is very mental. It's very intellectual. It's very, his mind is really fast, but at the same time, this is the price of sometimes being too intellectual or being too rational. That sometimes those mental processes run so fast that you cannot control them, that you cannot stop them. So this is all I have for Hongjoong and Wooyoung. Please guys, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.